Hi guys, Adam here, and today I've got a spicy little route for you on Spaceport during an electromagnetic storm. I've never really ran this specifically for blueprints, but this specific route that I'm going to show you today, I've run it a few times now and it's been very fruitful every time. So with it being a electromagnetic storm event, I would recommend that you bring in some decent guns, probably an anvil or something to deal with the arc. I'd also recommend grabbing a shitload of fent or stimulants just to help you get around the map a bit quicker. Where we're going to head first, as you can see there, is the control tower A6. That is the first location we're going to head to. The faster you get there, better chance you've got of getting the blueprints before anyone else arrives. Here is the building. This is the entrance that we're going to take, and on this bottom floor there is some drawers and a few cabinets and stuff that you can hit as well. All these drawers have an option to spawn blueprints as well as residential loot, which is what we're targeting here. So hit all of these little drawers that you see in here. Lockers as well can spawn blueprints, so hit those. Once we loot this room, we will be moving around to the stairway where we'll see the majority of the loot. Hit this door, run through. Now be aware there can be a shitload of arc in here, turrets, fireballs. I think even shredders now can spawn down here, so watch what you're doing. Move through this long corridor. This is usually where the turrets are. Oh, hello there. Fantastic. Your reactions are obviously elite there. I'll just bandage up and we will press on. Right, move through here. Someone's already blew up the turret, I think. Oh no, it's the fireball, it's fine. Move through here. We can go up the zip, pop up the zip, and you can actually hear a shredder.
Hello, Raider!
So we'll pop in here, kill the fireballs, kill any arc before you push in. Oh fuck. Right, we've dealt with that bitch. Now we'll move in, straight in. There's a lot here on your left. Loot that. Nothing to do. Now, we want to loot as much as we can on this floor. Pretty much the breachables are the only things that we're not going to be looting. What we're going looking for is drawers on these sort of desks that you'll see in a second. Yeah, there's the drawers there. Loot this. There we go. Find wristwatch. Boom. Snap hook. First drawer we hit. Snap hook. So we'll continue around this entire floor. You can find on the desks, there'll be some residential loot there. There shouldn't be any blueprints there, but you can get weapons that spawn. Oh, Christ. You can get weapons that spawn on the tables, and you can also get residential loot like wristwatches, snow globes, all that sort of stuff. So it's good to pick up that stuff anyway, even if you're just mainly here for blueprints. It's just free money in at the end of the day. So there's a music album, wine bottle, music box, another music album on the table. See, look how much money you make off this. Moving through, and there's so many of these containers in this building, and it's one of the less looted buildings on Spaceport. I think everyone rushes up the Goop Tower in the middle, the big tower in the middle of the map, and they sort of leave this monument untouched. So there's less competition for this than some of the other monuments, some of the other loot areas, and because of that, you get, there we go, extended mag 3. That's another rare blueprint and some more residential loot while we're here. Keep moving on. Wine bottle, mixtape. See how good is this, guys? Like, been in here, what, a few moments? All I need to do is kill a shredder, which if you just peek it and shoot. If you've got something like an anvil, that's why I recommended bringing the anvil. If you've got something with heavy ammo, you can pretty much bring it down pretty quickly. And then push in, deals with all the fireballs and that, no worries as well. Right, we'll keep moving around, see if there's any more drawers that I may have missed. I think there is. I think it's just this side of the floor here. We'll move around. Don't want to miss anything. Another one. Rosary. These are good to check as well. I think they're mainly electrical, but I'm sure there's a chance for blueprints to spawn in there. Right. And that is this done. Oh, no, one more here. Don't want to miss anything. Another music album. Shitloads of those already. We're above 100k, well above 100k loot already. And that is this room done. Right, but that is not the run done. There's nothing upstairs. No, we're done here. Right, we need to head back downstairs and I'll show you the next building. Nope, missed a few containers on the way out. I'll just show you this too. Another duck, wine bottle, surveillance card. Super helpful. Make sure we hit those key cards during a night raid or a electromagnetic storm raid for added loot. And we'll hit this next building. Let's go. Right, next building we're going to is the departure building. It isn't actually too far away, 300 meters away, but it isn't actually too far away. Just make sure you have stimulants on deck and you should just be able to sprint the entire way there. As you can hear in the background, it's a bastion that's just around that corner, and there can be a shitload of rocketeers around here too. So do keep your eyes peeled. It'd be a shame if you died and lost everything that you just got from that building as soon as you walk out the door. So keep your eyes in the sky. Don't walk into any bastions. And head towards the departure building. I love this map. I feel it's so like underrated. Everyone goes on about Bluegate, but I think this might be, if you're going just off vibes, I think this might be my favourite map on the vibes scale. Right, here we are, big red building. This is what we're aiming for. I'm going to snap hook to the second floor, but you can't just run around and use the main entrance. And this is the building we're going to be looting. Keep an eye out for arc and turrets like this guy here. There we go. Right. Now we're going to mooch around, look for the same containers that were in that other building, those little drawers that are attached to the desks. Keep an eye out for loot that is on the tables and chairs and scattered around, as that has residential looting as well. So here we go. Right, here's some chests. People tend to leave the chests in here for some reason, and I'm not entirely sure why. Because they do spawn good stuff in. So let's move around. It looks like some of these have already been hit, but I guarantee you this entire building hasn't been hit yet. So let's move around. Yep, say the medical drawers haven't been hit. Now this has a different loot table to the drawers that we've been hitting so far. This is sort of a medical loot table, but you can still get blueprints from that specific loot table. So you get like the Vitasphere blueprint and shit like that. So it's worth checking anyway, because you never know. We'll move further around. Nothing here. Nothing in one of these cabinets. Just electrical shit. These little tables. See that little table in the corner? They have drawers too. Yeah, this one here. Dog collar. Ammo box under the table. Top up my heavy armor. Yeah, nothing too good. Move to the next room. Another one of these tables. Table desk, whatever it is. Nothing too great. It's two more there. Worth checking everyone though, because the one that you don't check is going to be the one that has the big fat blueprint in, I guarantee you. So let's keep going. Nothing too great out of this building so far. A few bits of residential loot, but nothing magnificent. First building's been better so far, but we're still, you know, we've still got a lot of the building to go yet. This has multiple floors, this one too. Yeah, see, this has been hit. This drawer hasn't been hit. There we go, music album. See, there's some that have been looted and some drawers and stuff that's been missing. And as I mentioned, even if you check, you know, a couple of the rooms and they've been looted, it is worth doing a proper check all the way around. Because if someone has missed a couple of drawers, those couple of drawers could be where the big blueprints are. There's a case. Rubber ducky. Nice drawer here. There we go. Angled grip blueprint. See? It's another pretty rare blueprint, to be fair. So far we've hit the snap hook blueprint, the extended medium mag 3 blueprint, and the angled grip blueprints. They're all sort of high tier 3 blueprints. All pretty rare, all good. So check the rest of that room, that floor, and there was nothing on there. All just basic bit shit. So we'll come up to the floor above to see if there's anything else we can find in these drawers. Little anvil there out of a drawer. Why not? Here's another drawer, a ferro, random. Okay. I'm gonna continue to loot this floor here. As this is on the same loot table and could have some crazy blueprints in. So this one. If not, we're just gonna slurp up the residential loot. Because it does add up. What we on? 132k so far. That is not too shabby for what we've had to do to get that. Moving around. This building is a little bit more contested than the first one we hit. So if you spawn closer to this building, the departure building, it may be worth rushing this building first and then heading over to the first building. But that's the loot from our first run. I've cut it up a little bit and snipped a few bits out, so I didn't want to make this too long, as I do have another run I want to show you, which is another crazy run. So I'll cut that now. I didn't want you to think that that one run that I showed you was like lucky or anything like that. So we're just loading straight back in on another run. Electromagnetic Storm. Make sure I've got enough stimulants and bandages and stuff. And I'll show you what I get in my very next run. So here we are, straight in the zip of the A6 building. Straight in. Check the locker. What's going to be in here this time? Dartboard. Going to do the same thing. We should just collect the residential loot and blueprints that we find. I'm not going to bother hacking into any of the bridge searches because we're not really here for electrical components and whatnot. Not today. We're here just for blueprints and money. So we'll push around. Make sure we search these. And those do have a chance of spawning blueprints as well, because it's a residential loot table. There's a drawer. What's in here? A book there I missed and a rubber ducky. Right, here, another drawer. Oh, there's 6 items in this. Wristwatch, angled grip. Jesus. There's 2 angled grips in 2 runs. Anything else here? Don't want to miss. Make sure you don't miss these red lockers as well. So they usually have crazy shit, as you said, that Lancer's tape and a pillow. Yeah, they've usually got really good stuff in, so hopefully if you get multiple and another Lancer's mixtape. If you get multiple of them spawning, you can get a lot of shit. I can't even finish a sentence without finding good loot. Right, check these drawers. It's another 5 spawn and a shotgun choke 3 blueprint. It's another rare blueprint. Rubber ducky. 5 in here too, rubber duck, and another snap hook blueprint. That's 2 snap hook blueprints in 2 runs. That is ridiculous. People go like weeks without seeing them. Empty wine bottle, rubber duck, another shotgun choke blueprint. What is going on? Yeah. So we've been in this building what? A few minutes? We've got 4 blueprints. So yeah, don't sleep on this building. This is... I feel like this building gets left a lot. The A6 building, especially on Electromagnetic Storm, just running around and hitting the sheer amount of drawers that spawn in this building. You've got a hell of a chance of getting a shitload of blueprints. And on this loot table, those blueprints that you do get are things like the medium extended mag 3, the angled grip, the snap hook, all these things. I don't know if you need them already, but you can obviously sell them for things you do need, if not, because these are quite sought after blueprints. And in the meantime, you can just do what I'm doing here and collect a load of residential loot, which you can just sell, which is never a bad thing.
Hello, Raider.
Just heading over to the departure building now, cleaned that last place out, and Got 4 blueprints out of it and a shitload of residential loot, which is great. I tend to check these as well. You can see the breach and search container in there as well. I think I'll hit that on the way back after we check this building, as they have a good chance of spawning some good guns and shit, especially on the Electromagnetic Storm event. So if you've got that perk, I would recommend doing that on this run. Having a little look in there.
Hello, Raider.
Same as the first run, I'm going to snap up to the first floor, but you can use the entrance below. Oh, greeted by a nice shredder this time. We're deal with this motherfucker. Right, now that he is out the way, we can get to doing what we came here to do. So let's look for some more drawers. It is 2, but it looks like this has been looted. You know my theory on this? Just because 1 or 2 things have been looted, it doesn't mean the entire building has been looted. And quite often, you can find a batch of drawers that are still together that haven't been looted, which could be the drawer where the blueprints are hiding. So don't just see 1 or 2 things open and run away and call it a day. Although this does look like it's been picked pretty clean. Have a little look-see around. Maybe check upstairs. Yeah, let's check upstairs. So it looks like this floor has been pillaged. Let's check above. Let's see if this one's been done too. That's been opened. That's been opened. Yeah. We may have been a little bit too late to this building. Unfortunately, this run, that building had been absolutely ransacked by the time we got there. But I do want to show you that there is another great loot room that you can hit. This one can have lockers and boxes and stuff spawn, which you can get blueprints out of, so it's worth checking. And then, not this way, if you head round the outside of the building, head down this way. This door here is usually breachable. If it hasn't been breached, it means it hasn't been looted. And in here, there's a shitload of lockers all the way along. There's a breach and search here that can spawn, which you can get all kinds of goodies in. There's a few decent things been left. Loads of lockers here. You can get crazy loot just off this room alone, if you're quick enough. And then there's all these lockers here, all these lockers here, and then right at the end here in the shower area, there's a gun chest which can spawn guns. I know this has been hit, but I just want to show you it whilst we were doing the run. Next place I want to hit is that breach and search that we've seen on the way over to this building. Here we are. In we go. Now, I really like this perk. I know people say it's shit now that they've changed stuff, but I really do think it's worth it. I always get quite a lot of decent shit, especially if you're doing the night raids in the, say, Wolf Pack. There's 2 complex gun components there. Yeah, that's really good, really good. Especially if you're doing the night raids and the electromagnetic storms and stuff. I feel like it's definitely worth having the perk. Let's just check in here while we're here and see if there's any more stuff we can take home. We're up to 120k so far, 130k so far. And I know just beside this extract in this tower here, unless someone has hit it, we can get another breach and search, and a weapons chest can spawn up here as well. So we're not far away, and it doesn't look like anyone's been, so let's have a look, see. Oh, yeah, there we go, another security breach. Let's have a look, and there's a weapons chest over there. Unreal. Let's have a look, see what's in there. Beretta. Some gun components. Not the best, I'll be honest. That wasn't the best. But you never know until you try it. Let's have a look in here, see what's in here. A fucking Bettina blueprint, as you do. Okay, so that's 5 blueprints this run. Okay, right, this is definitely route I'm going to be taking from now on to farm these sort of higher end blueprints. We've been on the map like 10 minutes. We found 5 high end blueprints, and it didn't take us that long to find roughly the same amount on the last run either. So yeah, if you're doing Spaceport, hit these 2 buildings, hit any security breaches or any towers like this that you see when you're running from building to building. Let me know how it goes, let me know what blueprints that you find. I know that you can get the new like Tesla coil thing from those residential drawers and stuff as well. So if anyone finds one of those, let me know. That would be sick. If this helped at all, drop me a like, drop me a sub if you want to see more Raiders content. I'm a small channel, so every sub and every like is massively appreciated. Have a great day, guys.